Chapter 10. The greatness of Shri Sai Samartha. I bow down Shri Ganesh, I bow down Shri Saraswati, I bow down the Guru, I bow down to family dignity, I bow down Shri Sita Ramchandra, I bow down Shri Sadguru Sai Nath. The one who is always engaged in doing good to all people, who is permanently established in Brahma, remember him always with devotion in your heart. By merely remembering him, the riddle of life and death is resolved. This is the best sadhana for which one does not have to spend a single pi. With little efforts, we can get substantial gains. The gain is easily attained by all. Till all the faculties are intact, every moment should be thus utilized. All other deities are illusion. Guru is the only God. When you place your faith at his feet, he can change your destiny. Where there is pure service to the Guru, the worldly bondage is completely destroyed. There is no need to learn logic and such science which are keen to it, and take pains over anything. The ocean of threefold difficulties will be crossed by the faithful devotees when the true Guru becomes the navigator of the ship. When one wishes to cross the ocean, one must have faith in the navigator. Similarly, to cross the samsaric ocean, one must have faith in the Guru. When one sees the faith and devotion of the devotee, he gives the wealth of happiness due to moksha in the palm of the hands most easily. By having his darshan, the ties of the heart to all evil tendencies are broken off. Detachment towards all the passions takes place, and the effects of the previous birth disappear. Let us sing his praises. In the 8th chapter, the purpose of human birth was explained, and in the 9th, the deep and secret nature of meritancy was described. Baija Bai's vegetables and bhakri, how she fed him, Kushal Chand's well-being, the sleeping together of Tatya and Mahal Sapati, and this was pleasantly described. O you listeners, now pay attention to the further description of Baba's life, how he lived and where he slept, and how he inconvincibly pervaded everything. What a lifetime of being a celebrity. He was a whose clothing is a patched up kafani, whose seat is sackcloth, whose mind is free of desires, what is a silver throne for him? Seeing the devotion of his devotees, he ignored the fact that they, after their difficulties were resolved, turned their backs on him. Baba is a lotus in the lake of Shirdi. The devotees enjoy the fragrance, but the unfortunate ones are those who wallow in the mud all the time and partake only of that maya. He did not tell anyone to perform asanas or to practice prana, apana, yogic practices or to control the sense organs, nor gave them mantras or asked them to perform rituals or gave them amulets or asked them to chant or sing bhajans. Such false or fake advice he did not give. Generally, he looked as if he was an ordinary person. Within, he was different. He was extremely competent in practical life and was without fear. For the sake of the devotees, he took form. His emotions and passions were also for them. Such is the popular behavior of the saints. All of you should realize this as the truth. Sai Maharaj is the treasure of peace. He is the abode of pure and heavenly bliss. I prostrate myself to him, who is without ego and who is unsealed, undefiled. That place is scarred and scantifying, but Maharaj has come to stay on his own. Unless there is enough of accumulated good fortune, though the previous births, it is difficult to attain this treasure. Only from a pure seedling juicy and sweet fruits can come. Purity bears juicy and sweet fruits, said Tukaram. This famous Capulet has been tested by the people of Shirdi. He is neither a Hindu nor a Muslim. He does not belong to any caste or creed, but he completely destroys and annihilates the bonds of the world. Just as the sky is limitless and immeasurable, so is Baba's life unfathomable. Who would properly understand it except himself? The work of mind is to think. There is not even a single moment when one does not think. If the subject is the senses, the mind will think of the senses. But if it is the Guru, it will think of the Guru. By listening with concentrated attention, turning all senses into ears, whatever you have heard up to about the greatness of the Guru, that is effortless remembrance, and Kirtan, stories and praises of the Lord of Sai. Panchangini, sadhana, rituals, performing sacrifices, burning sacrificial fires, recitations of mantras, tirthas, chants and spells, practicing Ashtanga Yoga are only possible for the Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishnavas. What is the use of these for others? Such are not the stories of saints. They put everyone in the path of righteousness. They remove the worldly fears and miseries and appear themselves the welfare of the others in attaining the goal of life. By listening and reflecting over the stories of saints, by their studious application and intent contemplation, the Brahmins, the low caste and the women are purified. There is no person, human being, without attachment. It is not possible for such a being to exist. Some are attached to certain things and some others to something else. But a human being is looking for attachment. For some, the object of the attachment is children. For some, money, honor and riches. Some are attached to the body, the house or popularity. Some in attaining knowledge. Whatever the attachments for different objects, if all such love is collected and poured in a mold at the feet of the Lord, then it appears in the form of devotion. Therefore, the easy way out of the house for the householder is to surrender his mind to the feet of Sai. Then he will bless you. If with such little effort, such great good can be achieved, then why should there be indifference to achieve this gain? Naturally, a doubt may occur in the minds of the listeners that if such great gain is there, then why don't many people practice it? There is only one reason for this. The eternal desire does not arise without the Lord's grace. When the Lord chooses to bless grace, the desire to listen to his praises is awakened. Therefore, surrender to Sai. God will bless you. The eternal desire to listen to his praises will arise. This is the easy means to God. Hold on to the good company of the Guru and the virtuous. Disentangle from the worldly ties. Definitely herein is your fulfillment. Have no doubts. Abandoning all the million clever and cunning ways, recall always Sai, Sai. You will be able to cross the worldly ocean. Have no doubts. These are not my words. They are the profound words of Sai. Do not think that they are worthless. Do not try to evaluate them. Bad company is absolutely harmful. It is the abode of severe miseries. Unknowingly, it would take you to the by-lanes, bypassing the highway of happiness. Without the one and only Sainath, or without a Sadguru, who else can purify the ill effects of bad company? Words spoken by the Guru out of compassion, O devotees, retain them in your heart. Your bad deeds will be washed away. The beauty of nature satisfies our eyes. Our aesthetic sense is attracted to it and enjoys it. If we divert that very sense, it would delight in satsang. Such is the greatness of satsang, that it completely destroys bodily pride or ego. Therefore, there is no other means than satsang. Always do satsang. All other means have some faults. Only satsang is flawless. It is pure in every way. Satsang destroys the bodily attachments. Such is the power of its strength. Once there is firm faith in it, there is truly liberation from mundane world. If one is fortunate in having satsang, then one understands the preaching easily. At that very moment, desire for bad company will melt away. The mind will be free to enjoy the satsang. In order to attain final emancipation, the only remedy is to have detachment of the senses. Unless one has been able, keen desire for satsang, one cannot realize one's true identity. Happiness is followed by unhappiness, and unhappiness follows happiness. One welcomes happiness while one turns away from unhappiness. Whether you face happily or turn your back on your destiny, what will be. But to liberate oneself from both kinds of destined experiences, the company of the saint is the only way. Because of satsang, bodily attachment is destroyed. It is satsang that breaks the cycle of birth and death. It is satsang that gains the treasure of supreme energy and separates one from the worldly ties immediately. To attain the highest state, the company of the saint is purifying. If one surrenders completely, our permanent peace is assured. The saints manifest themselves to grant deliverance to people who do not recite the name or bow down or have faith in them or sing their praises. Ganga, Bhagirati, Godavari, Krishna, Vinya, Kaveri, Narmada, these rivers also desire that the saints come in their waters so that they may touch their feet. They themselves wash the sins of the world, people, but they themselves are not freed from sins until they have touched the feet of the saints. By my good deeds of many previous lives, I have enjoined myself to the feet of Sai Maharaj. The cycle of birth and death has come to a standstill, and the fear of life has disappeared. Now, good listeners, let us reflect over what we have heard up till now. Let us rest now. Further narration will follow later. Hemad surrenders to Sai. I am like the sandal of his foot. I shall go on telling the stories and will be fully happy doing it. Oh, how delightful and handsome is the personality that standing outside the masjid distributes udi to the devotees one by one for their welfare. One who realizes that the mundane world is illusory and who is engrossed in Brahman, whose mind is like a bud burst open, prostrations to him. Colarium of knowledge that he puts in the eyes removes the ignorance and takes you to his own abode. To Sai, whose greatness is such, I prostrate myself fully. The next chapter is better than this. No sooner than the words enter your heart through the ears, they will purify the heart and drive away all wickedness. May there be well-being. This is the end of the 10th chapter of Shri Sai Samartha Satcharitra, written by the devotee Hemad Pant, implied by the saint and virtuous people, called the greatness of Shri Sai Samartha. This is offered to Shri Sadguru Sainath. May there be auspiciousness.